Everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Prophecy, which has been sitting in my Steam library for a while, and we're going to be a tech adept because... Are the other ones available? They are available, but this is the one that comes with Prophecy, and also I like Mechanicus. So choose your expertise. Adept Secutor, Dominus, and Scutarius. I know very little about any of these. So, looks like axe, two-handed axe, and shielding. Let's see. Rapid-fire plasma rifle. And wearing previous tech armor used by the Acolytes. Or radium carbine. Looks like status effects? Interesting. I like the idea of radiation gun. So we are rad dude. Perfect. Let's dive right in and see what happens. The 41st millennium, and there's no peace amongst the stars. The Imperium of Man is besieged from all sides by Xenos races, and it's slowly rotting away from the inside, tainted by the Chaos gods. Inquisitors are autonomous, powerful agents who wage a great and secret war for mankind. They fight in the shadows, and nothing is beyond their something. They are the judges and the executioners.
I am an Inquisitor of the Imperium, and I seek the truth in the darkness of the Caligari Sector. I understand the significance of knowledge as a former adept of the cult Mechanicus, the keepers of technology. Although I have followed my true calling and did not become a tech priest, I haven't abandoned their approach. I hunt for secrets and rid them from the galaxy if I must. My most important investigation is drawing to a close. I have dedicated years to finding the technological marvels of Uther Tiberius. That legendary Inquisitor was excommunicated millennia ago, but he is still remembered in the sector as a visionary and a madman. For a long time, I have been stumbling in the dark, but my relentless data hunt has thrown up some promising leads. I have sent out my most loyal retainers to investigate. Their assignment was to locate an ancient research facility. That is a low-risk task. I will be heading down to the planet. The mission evidently requires my personal involvement.
Judge Bread. Oh, that would have been a good name. Oh, man. I feel like I would love to do a really goofy Warhammer 40k like tabletop RPG campaign at some point. But like I actively try and avoid understanding anything, just learn base like surface level how does the world work, but I make it wrong and just treat everything like a joke. I'm pretty sure I would get absolutely just buried in hate. But it would be really funny to have, you know, Judge Bread and his fellow Inquisitors.
Control Unit 11 Kappa. I requested transport to the last known coordinates of my retinue. What is this place?
Clarification. You have reached the closest accessible location to your biovessels. Target zone is under quarantine protocols.
Deficient analysis. On account of a previous Tyranid infestation, the entire world is under standard Imperial quarantine. But my inquisitorial decree nullifies the order.
Complementary data. This area is under Code Vermilion lockdown to vehicular access. Machine spirits are forbidden, and therefore unable to enter the marked zone.
Curious. This must be a cult Mechanicus ward. I will proceed on foot then. Explode me the coordinates.
Are we standing on a spider platform? We're standing on a spider platform. Here, I gotta get us in here. We're just standing on this thing. We have normal human legs, but we're just standing on it. No, 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 no. You can see my feet. I've got a boot there. They're not my legs. You can see my boot. You can see my boots. They're there. We're just standing on it. We just don't feel like walking. Can I like... What is this? This tab. Oh, that's switching weapons. Can I check my inventory? Can I like take off my clothing? Yeah, see? Like, check it. We're just a mostly normal dude under all of this. I can't tell if we have any like proper cybernetics or anything, but we're just a dude on a spider board. There's a good chance those aren't human legs. I mean, it's true, but I'm more really into the idea of having effectively like one of those hoverboards. Yeah, you're riding a legged Roomba. Exactly. This dude is just... Oh wait, I can get behind cover? Why? What?
Warning. Hostile bioforms detected.
Finally, I've been waiting to engage Tyranid organisms for a long time.
Affirmation required. Are you sure you want to proceed without backup?
Positive.
Okay, I'm going to go into audio. We're going to take sound effects and we're going to crank them down. I'm not big on gun noises. They tend to override literally everything. We'll figure out the rest of the way. Also, the spider feet, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I see. I've got like a longer term snipe shot. So, spread moderate, single target poison damage over time.
Illumination snippet to the mission logs.
Pending. Proceed.
I've observed unusual levels of Xenos activity. All Tyranid organisms are bound to the sentience of their respective Hive Fleet. But the Hive Fleet that attacked this subsector was annihilated centuries ago. This phenomenon requires additional research.
Recorded. Do you require any emotional subtext as digital marginalia? Confusion, terror, or elation?
If that was a subtle jab at my unmodified behavioral patterns, you are risking the mechanical lobotomy.
Comment retracted, Inquisitor.
Okay, medical supply. I don't think I care too much. Oh, but there's... Inoculator charge. Don't think it matters. I guess I might as well use it. Just because I can't tell if I'm even remotely close to injured, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I still can't get over this dude's stupid spider Roomba that he just rides.
You are
it's
approaching
amazing.
The location of the last transmission. No life signs detected.
Log me a new priority task. Obtaining a new retinue.
I am manifesting envy. Your bio-vassals must have already been rewarded with blessed oblivion.
I see that there is still much work to do on your self-deprecation filters.
Spider segue. It really is. Personal log by Interrogator Plaskov. Day 5. This is supposed to be a simple reconnaissance expedition. Wonder if the Inquisitor was aware where he was sending us. Cobalt is a dead world, but it's still harboring some kind of life, although I only dare to use the word hesitantly with regard to these creatures. Their first attack was totally unexpected, and we immediately lost half of the expedition members. We tried to set up a defensive perimeter around the camp. We were simply not prepared for these monsters. We cannot fight our way out of here. Still, we have a sacred duty and we continue our mission in the short periods of calm. Day 8. We've found the entrance to the underground research sanctum. I refuse to enter without the Inquisitor in charge, as it's clearly a sanctified Cult Mechanicus tech shrine, and a very ancient one. The coordinates are stored on this slate. I have transmitted our emergency call to the Inquisitor. Now we wait and pray.
Operator, I have discovered the remnants of my expedition. My retinue perished while locating the entrance to a high-security research sanctum that must hold the key to my investigate. The quarantine records radically downplayed the immensity of the Xenos threat.
Assessment. This mission would have warranted a larger expeditionary force.
My retinue was only following a faint lead. It didn't qualify as a priority assignment.
Could the sanctum you seek even be here?
I need more data to answer the question.
Okay. Data flux, instantly repair, 30% of HP for constructs. I might as well? I don't know. I like the fact that I am the minion master class. It seems like my constructs are a little confusing. Were there enemies over here? I thought there were. Ah, here they are. Wait, oh sweet, just dropping... Wait, that one has a gun. Dropping my turret on them actually... it just does a ton of damage. I appreciate that. I don't know, it's feeling generic, I agree with that. On the flip side, there are enough like kind of fun things about this that I can see why it's a polarizing game. You know, somebody that grew up with a... Oops. Ow. As somebody that grew up with a decent chunk of... Like, well, spent a decent chunk of his childhood... You know, playing Diablo, for example. This seems pretty competent. The level design, I think, is probably going to be the biggest issue. There we go. But even then, I'm not sure how much of a problem it's going to be. Alright, let's, add Venom Cannon Tyranids. Ooh, and a Radium Carbine Beta. I feel like it would be heresy to pick up the gun off of that. Well, rip those guys, we'll get them back. Chests, plenty of money, and something that I don't understand, but that's okay.
Recalibration and organic rejuvenation is advised before entering.
A logical proposition.
I have one question. When do we get to play a game where we get to play as an orc? You know, that's an interesting question. I don't think I've seen many. I know there's like a dogfighting game that I'm pretty sure you get to play as orcs. I could be wrong, but I think that's the only one I've seen go by. Okay, Plasma Caliber Beta and a passive skill point. So, character. Range combat. Oh. Oh, I see. So these are different trees that I can work with. Each of which has their own little passive tree of a variety. Let's see. Why can't I get this? Ah, level 6 to unlock. So we have to unlock a bunch of different ones. So range combat, single DPS. Any of these seem to be damage over time. Damage over time. Deal with traps. Let's take a look at what we have. Bonus damage to constructs, maybe. Range damage bonus. Damage bonus. Crit chance. For movement speed, cooldown reduction is a little tempting. Or we just kind of don't do anything with it. Let's see. So this is the one I want. Doesn't look like I can mark it though. Well, oh well. Let's see. Level will grow by completing missions. Let's see. Unlocks new item types. Can also join cabals. Progression, inoculator components, attributes. Has different attributes. Okay. Perks, passive abilities that can empower your Inquisitor. We only have one slot. So, what other ones can I get? So, extra damage bonus to the tech adept and or constructs when there are no enemies within 5 meters. Enemies affected by damage over time effects are blinded as well. I'm gonna go with that. The blind seems useful. Okay. And this just seems like a better gun across the board. Is it? Vaguely, yeah. I'm not gonna think about it too hard. Okay, forgotten knowledge. Start. Yeah, Daka Squadron is the one where you're the orc. You can also loot Necron flyers as the game progresses. Huh. I want to see a Warhammer 40k game based off of the Red Faction, like, building destruction physics and whatnot.
The location seems mostly intact, but first I must restore the power. Where is the generator?
Accessing the blueprints through the new sphere as we speak.
Send me the coordinates.
Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I could throw a grenade, but I don't know if there's much of a reason to do so. Because it seems like I can actually just toss turret kind of whenever I want.
Reporting in. Data dissection of the archives has been unsuccessful. All records of the vault have been deleted.
That only confirms my suspicion. Expunge records. Special lockdown on a world under Adeptus Mechanicus jurisdiction. This place has secrets that lead. The tenacity of these creatures is astonishing. According to the records, the Adeptus Mechanicus purged this world decades ago, and all they managed to do is to force them underground.
Doesn't look like there's any loot here. One other thing I really dig about the Warhammer games is there's like a very distinct aesthetic. Grimdark sci-fi is very, very distinctive and memorable looking at it. I've never seen like... no, there's a couple other like sci-fi aesthetics that just kind of... I don't know, hold their own. Like, Star Wars is actually kind of much the same way, oddly enough. Where, like, when you're watching a Star Wars film, you know it's a Star Wars film because it doesn't quite look like any other sci-fi media. There's kind of like a well-worn aspect to, at least, you know, modern Star Wars, and then the Old Republic is this kind of, like, very Halcyon Days looking thing. But both of them have an aesthetic that, like, Mass Effect. Mass Effect didn't really have a unique sci-fi aesthetic, except for maybe sci-fi bodysuits, and that was it. Star Trek, the main aesthetic is mostly just people's outfits, and I can't think of much else. And maybe I'm being dismissive. And like the ships obviously have an aesthetic, but it's not quite the same. I'm trying to think of other things or media where there's like
facility. Leaving resource of such magnitude on a quarantined planet is uncommon for the Adeptus Mechanicus.
A logical observation. According to my data excavations, the Fabricator General of Forge World Thule requested permission for reclamation expeditions several times. The Inquisition denied the request repeatedly, without any formal explanation.
Let's see, Farscape. Farscape did have a pretty good aesthetic. It really helped that it was Jim Henson doing a lot of the creature design and whatnot. Let's see. And Mass Effect had a very defined look for the equipment, but everything else was generic. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other games that have had like a really defined vibe. Because that's something that doesn't get talked about very often when it comes to, you know, games and aesthetics and stuff. Oh good, Chester actually just marked on the map for me. I appreciate that. For a looter shooter, this doesn't actually have a whole lot of, like, the direct looting. Plenty of shooting. Dead Space, yes, kind of.
Power has been restored. Now the entire facility is accessible. My next task is to find out how this sanctum was connected to the mysterious research of Uther Tiberius.
Reminder. Tyrannid lifeforms consume all biological material in order to reproduce.
Indeed. This is why I need to locate the main data vault to find clues.
Moral. Steel abides longer than flesh.
Let's see. Wants me to go that other direction. Stupid Tyrannid just jumped into the explosive barrels. That didn't work out well for it. I'm just gonna keep healing these. Dead Space's armor and equipment had a very defined vibe. And the ship kind of did, but as soon as you got into Dead Space 2, it lost it. It very quickly turned kind of generic. I think Dead Space 2 still looked great, but it didn't have that same, you know, kind of... I don't necessarily know how I want to describe the visual style. Alien. Yes. Kind of. I think the original Alien movie did. But then, once you start to get into the sequels, they lost it. Much of it has to do...
Inquisitor, permission to log an observation.
Proceed.
The risk assessment for your current mission triggered a warning.
Elaborate, operator.
Reminder. You are currently engaging in a solitary operation against an extremely hostile bioform, without any tangible data as to the existence of any tech relics created by Tiberius.
My goal is to find proof here.
Warning. Your quest for sacred knowledge is based on assumptions. It is endangering the safety of your flesh body.
Noted. Now leave me be, operator.
Big plus, this game has sound effect attenuation for when dialogue is happening. I appreciate that. Little turret friends are creepy. Why? They're just little scuttlebug friends. Grab the money. There we go. Dead Space lost a lot when it became a cover shooter. Oh yeah. I'm not even talking about 3. I haven't even played 3 yet. It's one of those games that's like on my to-do list, but back when I was doing Let's Plays more consistently, I never could quite get around to it. And nowadays I'm just kind of busy. If Shell's interested, I might move it up, but I mean that's true of like every game forever. It's like, oh man, I'd love to play Dark Cloud 1 the rest of the way, and then Dark Cloud 2, and then Final Fantasy 6 and 8 and 9. I've already done 7. And so on and so forth. Like, ugh. Does Gears of War fit aesthetically? You know, I don't know about that one. Priority message to Lord Inquisitor Uther Tiberius. Most revered Tiberius. The prototype is complete. My Xenorite brothers and sisters initiated the upload rites and consecrated the remaining flesh casing for transportation. Subject has already manifested briefly in the control circuits. The code, psalms, and theological patterns you provided to our sanctum led to a major breakthrough. Your servants will deliver the prototype to the Martyr, while we respectfully dispose of the remains of subject number 1.1 through 42.3, and purge the relevant data research tomes. Praise the Omnissiah.
Clue has been archived. Any annotations?
This sanctum belonged to the Xenorite sect of the cult Mechanicus, who specialize in Xenos artifacts. The ancient logs indicate that they were under the patronage of Uther Tiberius.
Observation. Direct connection with a cult Mechanicus sect and an excommunicated Inquisitor might lead to political friction.
Irrelevant. Knowledge is the true manifestation of divinity, especially for an Inquisitor.
Let's see. Never played Halo, but watched a playthrough. You know what? I would agree. Halo. Maybe less so the humans, but 100% the Covenant had a very defined visual style that, you know, you could show independently of like Halo and say like, yeah, you know, check these aliens out, and somebody would be like, oh, Covenant, probably. As long as they have seen it before. You know, this actually really reminds me of, oh shoot, the kind of Left 4 Dead style Warhammer 40k game, just not Left 4 Dead style. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's very much, at least this section kind of reminds me of Space Hulk. There we go. Game gets a little loud during combat. Yeah, humans faction is very sci-fi tactical generic, but the other factions are better. Yup. And the Covenant, the Flood, all of them really have a vibe. And when you see it, you kind of know it. Is it Dark Tide? Maybe? I don't know. It was the one made by the I Divine Cybermancy people. I think it was. I think it was. I'm still kind of racking my brain for games with kind of, games and, like, franchises especially that have a recognizable vibe. That's, like, almost imperative that you have to hit it to be considered a good game or thing within the genre. So for Warhammer, it feels very strange.
Accessing the sacred mechanism now.
Warning. Imperium sensors detect a huge surge in the psychic energies. Caution advised.
It was a late warning, Operator. The source is in Zoanthro, a monstrosity created to harness and manipulate the unholy powers. An aberrant but dangerous opponent.
And now dead. There we go. Ooh. Let's see. Define vibe. Warhammer versus StarCraft. That's an interesting one. Because I would argue that the StarCraft games actually have a pretty defined and distinct vibe in and of themselves. But it is also very, very heavily based off of Warhammer. Which is kind of weird feeling. A Covenant. Purple, bulbous, iridescent. Pretty much. But the reason why it's kind of remarkable when playing a Warhammer game is that, like, it doesn't matter who makes it. They have to make it look like a Warhammer game. And if they don't, it just feels weird and wrong. I don't know what those things are, but they freak me out a bit. There's another zoetrope. Is it summoning like weird brainstem snakes at me? Oh well, doesn't matter. But yeah, StarCraft started off as a Warhammer 40k game. Did it start off as a 40k game or did they just steal it? Because I don't know. Blizzard was not exactly reverent of other people's things. System shutdown message. Brothers and sisters, prepare for blessed deactivation. Sanctum Ventris 4 has survived various challenging timeframes. I implore you to refer to entries 985A to 1236T in your personal memory modules detailing our trials after excommunication of Uther Tiberius. But we always continued our work, blessed by the machine god, under the protection of the Forge World Thule. But our Vox pleas for assistance to Thule have remained unanswered. The Sanctum has evidently been reclassified as a wasteful facility. We've been left to our own devices to face the new Tyranid infestation on Cobalt. To preserve our sacred research, I will close down the data vaults and initiate the area wards for all constructs possessing machine spirits. Execute Psalm 54.4. Initiate combat protocols. Die fighting for our sacred knowledge. Seal data vaults, armed turrets, activate self-destruction protocols for mechanical constructs.
Operator, I'm sending you a pit grab of a very unique apparatus.
Received. Commencing analysis.
This must be connected to the Tiberius research.
Analysis failed. There is no match in the schematics library.
The core concept definitely suggests a uniquely modified neural upload mechanism. Remarkable. An incoming Vox message. How?
No logical explanation. The Sanctum has been defunct for centuries.
It was a rhetorical question, Operator.
I bid you an efficient cycle, Inquisitor. I am Tybalt Vertax, Fabricator General of the Forge World Thule.
I would like to greet you on behalf of the Holy Ordos. This conversation is rather unexpected.
I have been monitoring your actions since you reactivated the Reactorum. Accept my condolences on the loss of your retinue.
I find the compassion surprising for a tech priest of your status.
I take this remark as a compliment. Diplomacy is one of my high-priority mundane functions. But enough with the pleasantries, Inquisitor. We must talk about Uther Tiberius and his work.
This is highly classified information.
I am aware of that. If you could visit me on Station Zeta 11, I have important information for you.
I think the one unfortunate part about this is the lighting. It's all just kind of generic metal with like a little bit, but there's something about, gosh, I'd have to think about which Warhammer 40k games I've played. But, like, the environments here are pretty nice. I don't like these pillars. They look pretty piss poor. But it all is kind of, it has this feeling of generic, like, halogen lighting-ish, area lighting, and I wish this game had embraced moodier lighting rather than just kind of fog and whatever, because all the things are modeled well, but it doesn't, like, Mechanicus looked really good, even though the models were about the same. And was it Dark Tide Rising, or I don't know. It doesn't matter too much, but it's definitely one of those where I'm looking at this game and I'm feeling like it's 90% of the way there. It just needs a little bit more. It doesn't help that the levels are also just hallways. I think the assessment of this being a pretty generic action RPG, but also Warhammer, is not too far off the mark. Okay. Ancient knowledge. My investigation in the tech relics of Uther Tiberius led me to a desolate research sanctum of a fallen Zenerite sect, who are working on a mysterious prototype for the excommunicated Inquisitor. This prototype was transported to Tiberius a very long time ago, which first seemed to be a dead end, until I was contacted by... Oh yeah, this is a recap. I don't need to read this business.
Inquisitor, how socially proactive of you to visit me.
Oh, do I actually get to choose? Your answer. You contacted me and promised me
A
information.
straightforward approach. Most commendable. I accessed the digital scrolls on your non-classified investigations and noticed the main object of your interest. And this was confirmed by your recent visit to the sanctum.
What dominant interests are you referring to?
You are actively seeking tech relics of Uther Tiberius, the infamous Inquisitor excommunicated for potentially heretical studies. I have information that could significantly advance your pursuit.
Are you offering me additional information on the Zenerite sect?
That sect was terminated a long time ago. I have more valuable information for you. The Martyr, the wandering fortress monastery of Uther Tiberius, long thought to be lost, has returned to the Caligari Sector from the Imperium.
A thorough study of the ship could reward me with precious information.
The problem is that the Martyr is currently under a highly classified inquisitorial investigation, which even I have no word on. Your credentials, on the other hand, would grant you access. I have the current coordinates of the ship.
Oh, you said it was classified investigation.
I am the fabricated general of a forge world. I have my methods. I have an informant in the retinue of the Inquisitor in charge, stationed on the ship of a certain Captain Van Winter. We could both benefit from the Archaeotech secrets in that monastery.
I will accept your offer, Fabricator General. I'll travel to the coordinates of the Martyr immediately. Oh, I really did get bit up outside earlier. If I boost this, it increases my glory, reduces my damage, increases my damage suffered. Glory, fate, system... Ooh, yeah, I definitely don't want to go that far. I don't know how much I need any of those, so I'm just going to leave it at regular difficulty. Yeah, it's somewhat sad that the planet and locations background are amazingly done and the mission architecture is very lacking. Yeah, it feels like a second take on this. You know, rebuild it from the ground up, keep some of the systems, improve a little bit more, look at other games for kind of inspiration, and then really push the visuals just a little bit more. Because all the set pieces are there. It just needs the special effects to really make it work. Actually, was it Warhammer Chaos-Bane that I was playing? Admittedly, that's not 40k. But I think Chaos-Bane had a better lighting engine.
Log this moment, operator. My search for the fabled monastery of Uther Tiberius is complete. We will tear it apart to find the secrets of a fallen Inquisitor.
Cursory analysis indicates that this modified Alpha-class vessel is barely functioning. Emotional outbursts are illogical and groundless.
Enough. Give me a status report instead.
Hull heavily damaged. Invocations of blessed recalibration obsolete. Environment unsafe due to several millennia spent in the war.
The situation is suboptimal, but manageable.
I appreciate that I can just resummon that thing whenever I want for the most part. But yeah, like Warhammer 40k. Oh, it's a teleport beacon. Come on, you. Unfortunately, my minion AI is not particularly bright here. But yeah, Chaos-Bane had kind of the aesthetic I'm thinking of. And I mean, honestly, on a more generic level, Path of Exile had some really nice reflections and such. Oh, it looks like I'm just back up to full HP, so I must recover automatically. I'm just gonna throw on anything that seems purple. Artificer Mine? Sure, why not? What is this? 38 damage, 30 ammo. It seems a bit better. Let's see. -2 quality. I'm not sure what quality versus main... I don't know. I'd pay attention more, but to some degree it kind of doesn't matter too much to me. How do I sell stuff? Sort by type, rarity, level, drag and drop to discard, credits. Cool. My favorite part about Warhammer is still the fact that warp travel is basically dipping into hell for fast travel, Minecraft, Nether style. It's true. It absolutely is that. And it's really stupid, but it makes sense.
I will need to find a cogitator to override the local door settings.
I think that was always something, oh. Well, I can go in here. Don't know if there's much of a reason to. Nope, doesn't look like it. I always liked that in the Doom games. It's just, the idea of them just accessing hell. Not because they really needed it, but because free power. Oh, I see. I have to press and hold it.
Approaching forces, probably hostile.
Luckily, I have turrets. Yeah, so I have to hold to actually get it open.
Swarming with wretched creatures. It must be the descendants of the original crew, twisted beyond recognition by the ruinous powers.
Caution. Extreme purgation protocols advise.
Another chaos ambush. This cannot be a coincidence.
Wow, those mines are actually, like, really good. Grab it. We've got another, maybe? I'm not sure how much I want to explore, to be honest.
I'm attempting to placate this ancient machine. The machine spirit is opening and closing gates to divert the hordes towards me. Clever anti-intruder system.
Auger readings show a considerable number of hostiles.
Irrelevant.
Intruder, the rituals you are initiating are redundant. We are accessing your noospheric implants to converse with you.
I am an Inquisitor of the Holy Orders. Identify yourself.
Our true name is Blessed Binary Code, an arcane hexadecimal chant. But you can call us the Machine Spirit of the Martyr.
You are a tech heresy. You are an AI.
Your assessment is logical, but wrong. We are the purest form of the digital apotheosis, created by the will of the Holy Orders and the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Uther Tiberius was thrice judged as a heretic. I am here to examine, catalogue, and judge his tainted heritage.
Regrettable. We must refer you to our directive AFA 21A, subsection 43, outlining the protection protocols concerning the confidential research program of the Martyr. Summary. Leave immediately or risk the consequences.
The conversation with the machine spirit was like nothing I have ever experienced.
Engaging emotional simulators. Initiating joy.
Disable sarcasm. This was not an ordinary machine spirit.
Was it an abominable intelligence?
No, it was something else. I've analyzed the Noospheric stream, and I'm certain of it.
Speculation. It could be the tech relic you seek.
A unique machine spirit with enhanced cognitive functions is a treasure that could make all the risks worthwhile.
Warning. If it doesn't terminate you first.
Okay. Sure. Nope. Been here. We want to go this direction. Guess might as well do that for a speed boost. No reason not to. And there's nothing here. Yeah, I stand by my statements on the lighting on this game. I think that's... I mean, except for the lack of actual level design, the lighting is definitely the biggest unfortunate part about this. Come on, come after me. I left landmines for you. And alas, I can't throw those. I don't know where they ended up. I guess it doesn't really matter. Here, have a turret. I brought a friend.
Positive. Shifting through corrupted diagnostic confessions now.
I need a preliminary evaluation.
The logs indicate the sense of an impending catastrophe on the Martyr before the ship entered the warp for the last time. There are references to a rebellion among the crew members and major experiments going wrong.
Makes sense. Uther Tiberius was an excommunicated Inquisitor who notoriously dabbled in forbidden research, which is also the reason I'm here. The several millennia in the warp brought havoc to this once blessed monastery. It must be cleansed.
I don't know if those can blow up in my face, and that actually scares me a bit. I love the fact that I can just dump a turret on enemies as like an AoE, and then it just starts lighting them up. There's actually a lot of really cool ideas going into this. One of the other minor concerns I have is, like, I don't actually see any means of getting new abilities, maybe? But at least the two abilities that I have that actually matter, like, even the shooting feels pretty good, and the little spider drones are kind of weird, but fine. But being able to do that, just drop a turret on a dude and...
Leave the Martyr immediately.
I need to perform the override incantations to enter the local cogitator network. Otherwise, these doors will remain closed.
It's very satisfying. Finally got a stream, live stream for the first time in about, I cannot word. And I am beside myself. Love you all, and thanks for making my sad days into happy days. Oh, thanks for dropping by, and thanks for the 100 bits. Give me a second as I drop turrets on fools. Never mind, can't do it. It's fine. Turrets are down. Abilities are linked to the equipment. Oh, so if you want newer, better ones, you grind for set and equipments. That makes sense, actually. Guess I should rotate the camera a bit. There we go. Do these guys have, like, Tommy guns just in their arms? I don't know. Chaos confuses me. I always waffle trying to decide with the Warhammer franchise and universe, like, how much do I actually want to engage with this, and how much of it do I want to just kind of leave as this confusing other thing? It feels like it's the kind of thing you absolutely could get hella deep on, and it rewards you for it. Or you could just kind of ignore it and go about your day. fine. I don't know. What are these things? I don't know. Floating mines, actually. Okay, whoop. Alternatively, you know, I can click out of the game. That sucked, and I hate it. I don't know how many of you guys actually use the EGS for anything like that, but whenever I open it, it gives me a bunch of pop-ups on the right side being like, this game's available, this game's available, this game's available. Unless you click out of them, they never go away, and it's really stupid. I don't like it. Alpha Cryptus look, I don't know. Somebody else can pronounce that for me. Let's see. Encoded by Datacrux Alpha 1 Protocol, decoded by Personal Rosette. Priority Expeditus. Destination Forge World Thule. To Fabricator Locum Ixion. By Grand Inquisitor Uther Tiberius, Ari Apotheosis Protocol. Fabricator Locum Ixion. As a Grand Inquisitor of the Holy Ordos, I would prefer direct communication with a Fabricator General. I'm well aware of the recent events on Holy Terra, but certain formalities should be respected, even in such turbulent times. On the more pressing matters, your test results have been confirmed. The Apotheosis unit proved to be functional and stable. The flaws of the early prototypes have been resolved. The conditioning of the final subject is in progress. I hope the calculations of your tech priests were correct. The fusion of machine spirit and human essence is a miracle to behold, and even the upstart self-righteous fools like Sebastian Thor must accept the wisdom in our ways. Still, this technological marvel still requires testing, and it's quite crude in many aspects. Therefore, I expect you to continue the experiments on Cobalt. I deleted the relevant logs and references from the Inquisitorial archives. The research vault is safe from my brothers and sisters. I must withdraw until the flames of this pointless civil war are extinguished. I will contact you when the time is right. Any attempt to locate the Martyr will be judged as an act of treason. Note, I'm grateful for the idea to use a pariah as the Apotheosis subject. This will grant an extra layer of protection against ruinous powers.
This is extraordinary. I found what I was looking for. The blessed fusion of man and machine. Now I know the secret of Uther Tiberius. By sacred digital apotheosis and uploading rituals, a penitent soul became one with the machine spirit. It was not the creation of a sentient intelligence. It is the tech relic I was seeking. Operator, I need the location of a certain apotheosis chamber.
Accessing deck blueprints now.
Whatever that place it is, it must be the very soul of this ship, and the answer to all my questions.
Corrupted disassemblers, whatever those are. I really liked the fact that I have...
Warp anomaly detected in the vicinity of the Martyr. Unidentified large void craft emerging from the Imperium.
Splendid. Keep me updated.
I really like the fact that I have a choice between, you know, rapid fire, just kind of spray and pray. Let's see. Looks like I lost one of my dudes. But rapid fire spray and pray. And then much more accurate, higher damage shots.
Dilemma. You are facing properly blessed Mechanicus constructs.
Destroying these ancient machines feels like sacrilege. Operator, initiate canticles of penitence to the machine god.
Did he just tell his, like... his cyborg to play like an automatic prayer? There we go. Like turning on Raffi tapes to apologize to whales. I'm sure there's a better way of describing it than that, but mildly how it feels. There we go. I like the damage over time effects on my gun, but I'm not entirely sure if it matters. Wow. That turret is stupid. And effective. But yeah, he told his PDA to post thoughts and prayers. That's exactly what he did. I like the dialogue for this.
Examination protocol has been initiated. Logically, it must be another attempt to hinder my progress. Yes, destruction.
I'm a big fan of Mechanicus. I'm not, like, super interested in most of the Warhammer factions, though maybe I should be. But there's something, like, really kind of charming about these dorks. I guess I'm just supposed to leave? I guess so. There we go. So I take it this is a Diablo clone. Yeah, kind of.
Is protected by void shields. I must deactivate all of them before I can teleport in.
It definitely operates under a lot of the same design conventions.
You are actively participating in sacrilegious practices. You need to stop immediately, or face the consequences.
The search for sacred knowledge follows no set protocols. I will not stand down.
We regret to inform you that due to your perseverance in committing tech heresy, your death is now imminent.
I'm ready to face the consequences of my actions. Generators have been deactivated. I can return to the teleportarium platform.
I almost kind of wish this was a third-person shooter. I feel like it actually would have felt better. One of my big problems is you're supposed to rotate the camera, but that never feels good in these games.
Is a Chaos vessel. A Nurgle cruiser is approaching the Martyr and has launched several boarding vessels.
I need to return to the ship.
Negative. Strong Imperium distortion fields detected. Chance of successful return is estimated low.
Understood. Any ideas?
Suggestion. Allow me to calculate the most optimal vectors and use this ship to breach the Chaos cruiser. The impact will be sufficient to blow up the reactors, destroying the hostile vessel and cutting off the reinforcements.
What are you saying? I deal with the invaders, then get stranded on the Martyr?
That is the most optimal outcome.
Permission granted, operator. Strike down the enemies of mankind.
I will trade my faithful servitude for blessed oblivion. For the Emperor.
Okay, I really appreciate this. I can give myself a fairly consistent, massive speed boost. Also, I think his PDA is sacrificing itself to ram his old ship into the Chaos Cruiser, which, you know what? I'll take it. That's very Warhammer. There we go. Anything else? No. Just gonna go back here. Hello?
Entering the Apotheosis chamber now.
Yeah, camera rotation feels much better when using a controller. Oh! That's... You know, that makes sense. Alright. New mission... Oh, with randomly generated missions on your level. So I can do extra missions if I wanted to. Cool. That's a lot. But I don't care at the moment. Character. Let's see. Damage over time. I'm getting there. Still don't think I'm going to touch most of these because I don't think they matter too much. How do I sell stuff? Or do I have plenty of inventory space? Void shards, itemization. Oh, gosh. Okay. Glory, social cabal, journal, deployment, sector view. Okay, so a couple of missions unlock selling. Let's try using a controller and we'll do one more mission. Just to finish this off. I don't actually know if my controller is going to work with this, but we'll see what happens. Then I'll squeeze in probably one more game today. Really got to start earlier on these, but I've been busy. I do like the 3D work for all of this. Like, all of these models scream Warhammer, and it's really nice. Yup.
The wish has been finally fulfilled, Operator. The glorious end as the weapon of the Emperor. Your service was noted. Reverting to audio log. New entry. I'm stranded on the Martyr. The loss of the valuable research stored in the information canisters of my ship is irrecoverable, but the discovery of this fabled derelict could make even that worthwhile. My first encounter with a unique machine spirit was far from peaceful. Still, the presence of the Chaos invaders on this traveling fortress monastery could make us allies. The Martyr is under attack by the forces of Nurgle, and I want to know why. I need to find a terminal to make contact with the machine spirit again.
Okay, alas, it doesn't seem to take my controller for this. Let me check if I can do controls, keyboard controls, enable controller. Ah, game needs to be started with the controller plugged in. So, no controller controls. I'll just do keyboard and mouse for this one. Let's see. And no, I don't need suggestions for games to play at the moment. I have too many games installed. There we go. Did I actually hit him? No. Wait, can I just... Where are my turret buddy, or mobile buddies? I can shoot this stuff? Huh. I guess I can break a lot more than I thought I could break.
That sounded like a distorted Vox message. Either someone is trying to communicate with me, or my Vox receiver is picking up static interference.
Okay. Well, we have many friend. Hello, many friend. Eat turret. So I guess I can't summon too much of my turrets. Because that does actually use up my sort of mana system. Okay, do we even have anything here? Ammo. Which I think is supply for my mines, which I haven't used yet. So, for people that are in the know, how long is the actual, like, story campaign for this game? Because I see the randomly generated missions, and I'm sure those are fine, but, like, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of immediate interest in randomly generated missions. I did that a little bit in Diablo 3, the adventure mode or whatever it was. It was fun, but it was very quickly just like, and I've lost all connection to what's going on here.
An Inquisitor, what a precious gift for the prophet of decay. The corpse emperor has unleashed his dog on us.
The Martyr has already been tainted by the filth of Nurgle, but these traitor marines are far more dangerous. I shall purge this place with sacred machines and extreme prejudice.
Okay, store one's about 7 to 8 hours of playing on normal difficulty. Huh. That's not bad. I don't think I'll go out of my way for it necessarily, but I might mess around with it. It definitely strikes me as probably one of the more accessible Warhammer games that I've played. And I appreciate that there is like a much more solid campaign mode. I was trying to play Torchlight 2 a while back, and I found myself kind of... I don't want to say, like, disinterested. I didn't... Oh, ow. Ow, ow. I love this stupid thing, the fact that they take weird people and just plug them in. I mean, it's horrible. Like, actually, honestly, truly terrible.
Repentance is redundant.
Sir. Does he have... it's more like a chain machine gun than a Tommy gun. Necessarily. There we go. In retrospect, I should probably put the turret up here. Or... Oh, wait, no. I can't do anything with that yet. There we go.
I'm attempting to placate this ancient machine.
There we go. Is there more, or is that it? I guess that was it. Do we want to explore? Does loot even matter to me? I don't know. Hard to say. It feels like if I need more, I can always just go back and do a random mission. So I think that's going to be the policy I go with. Yeah, I was trying to play Torchlight, and I definitely felt kind of disconnected from what was going on. I think the level design on Torchlight was a lot better, but much of the plot was just kind of background. But maybe that's just me not putting a whole lot of time into it, and also having enough mods that it became kind of heck. There we go. That's effective. Just let the turret tank him. That's actually shockingly effective. Okay, can I not get through there? I guess not. Okay, we have 2 of these suckers, and they're dead. Hell yeah.
Requesting digital audience with the machine spirit of the Martyr.
We have re-access to your implants. Continue.
I suggest some adjustments to your defense protocols. Prolonging our mutual feud seems counterproductive. I propose cooperation against the invaders.
A logical conclusion. The Utherian theorem must be protected at all cost.
How shall we proceed?
A significant hostile force is moving against the Apotheosis Chamber. The security of that facility is critical.
Enload the coordinates.
I like these 2 dweebs that are just kind of hanging out back here. You know, completely ignorant of the fact that I ripped apart all of their allies in this main chamber. Not that it matters too much, but amusing. Torchlight 2 had some issues with the story. Let's see. I have a few hundred hours in Inquisitor. Got a better storyline, though I feel like at some point the missions start to blur a bit. I mean, I think that's inevitable.
We have returned to the coordinates of the Martyr. I'm afraid there have been some developments.
Another boarding party. They are using inquisitorial encryption, but the Vox stream is distorted. The warp disturbances are probably scrambling their communications. Anything to add, Machine Spirit?
Your assessment is correct. An Inquisitor is indeed boarding the Martyr.
That's a strangely vague statement.
The mission of said agent is unrelated to your investigation, and your presence here is unknown to any Imperial affiliates other than us.
You sound like you know this person.
We gained extensive knowledge regarding the mission of this Inquisitor during the agent's first visit to the Martyr.
And you neglected to mention this fact to me.
This information was unrelated to your mission. Therefore, it was categorized as low priority. Also, we must warn you that another wave of enemy forces is approaching.
That does just kind of rip them apart, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm really happy with this build so far. I'm sure there's better ones. But I don't know. This guy feels like he's pretty fun to work with. I'm curious about what other potential builds you can even do. Like, major credit to like Diablo 2 and 3 and whatnot is that like you look at your character, you look at your like skill tree, and you almost immediately know exactly what kind of build you could go for. There's not really a whole lot of feeling of ambiguity there. That's the voltaic axe. I'm curious about melee combat.
Activation sounds initialized.
I probably should do it at some point, but holy shit. That's a huge man. I mean, obviously super dead. But that is a huge man that they've just got strung up there. Let's see. Anything else? Stuff, an inoculator refill, but did we actually need one of that? I don't know, it doesn't matter.
You do speak their language. 99.2% of the Imperium seals have been corrupted by the plague-infested scum. You realize it leaves you a much easier task. Kill that prophet. And get to the chamber. For the Emperor.
I've tried everything to establish connection with my fellow Inquisitor. But due to the ever-increasing warp fluctuations, I can only hear fragments of their conversation. Whatever the agent is doing here, the readings are troubling. Something is happening on this ship.
Ow. These guys has the flamethrowers chucking at me. Unappreciated. Standard bearer the boss? Or the mid-boss? I guess so. Makes my life easy. There we go.
Somebody will pay for this techno-barbarity.
Yes, I can get through. Look, there's a lot of things I gotta mess with.
This ancient machine.
I still think that is the silliest thing ever. These are like weird fanatic Luddites, tech geniuses, that instead of actually understanding how to work with computers, they just pray at it, and it maybe works.
You have reached the Apotheosis Chamber. This is the shrine of digital martyrdom that you must protect. Otherwise, the Eutherian theorem cannot be upheld.
I will require access to the chamber and Uther's tech relics to complete my investigation.
Your main objective is to defend the chamber at the moment. Your request is irrelevant to the situation.
Okay, deploy... Oh, world skill. Only be used a limited amount of times. Got it. I guess I should rotate my camera around. Thank you, turret buddies. Do we have more? We kind of do. I actually know if those things are active, unfortunately. No, it most assuredly is not. Not that it really matters. Oh, well. There goes that turret. Guess it doesn't matter that much. Okay. Actually heal these. Unfortunately, they have... Oh, hello. Oh, I see. So these turrets come back online on a wave-by-wave basis. Alright, okay, I guess I have to press 5 to activate it? There's our answer. We get some more. Well, this seems kind of fun. I'm just gonna let my turrets kind of handle them here. Grab the next one. Seeing as I seem to be just getting power-ups left and right, why not, right? Hammer time? If the hammer is my gun, then yes. If it's not my gun, I don't know. Unfortunately, the Plague Marines are kind of shits. They just melt my defenses. I love the fact that I'm wearing like a Grimdark Pope hat. I know that's like the style. But it's still super goofy, as far as I'm concerned.
Warning. Another wave of hostiles inbound.
Greetings. Charge!
Huh. Those emotes. I'm just gonna summon all sorts of friends. Plague Ogren. Nice part is, I guess this gun has hella knockback, so most of the enemies just can't get through. It only works on like one enemy at a time, but boy, it is effective. Okay, do we have more friend? We do have more friend. Boy, I wish I could have this level of army. Makes me think I should go back and play that Van Helsing game at some point. Because I know that one, the Minion Master build was like hyper aggressive. You know, how many minions can you stack? The answer was like all of them. It was amazing. Oh, looks like my repair field actually works for the guest turrets too. There's some dudes here. I'm just gonna leave them with that. I wonder if you can kind of preempt the wave. No, it don't look like it. Well, that was worth a shot. Or, well, that also can happen. Kind of messed them up. But Brother Thips' Champion of Nurgle just kind of melt in the corridor outside of the combat area. What did you think? Wait, was my did they just ignore my turret? They did. Minion builds are always the best. I feel bad because I always go for the minion build. But I don't feel bad because it's always really satisfying.
Pit feed initiated. This is an enormous discovery. The culmination of my investigation of the tech relic of Uther Tiberius. Here I have the sacred pattern that contains the secret of the improved communion between man and machine. The creation of a spirit with enhanced cognitive abilities. The work of a true genius.
Oh, morality choice. So technology used here is controversial. However, the miracle cannot be wasted through a rash decision. I'll download the pattern to be studied by the Fabricator General. So this turns people into like digital machine spirits. It's like a mind upload machine, right? Well, this universe is screwed up enough, so all in.
This union needs to be studied and replicated.
Stored demonic essence will be released. Colossal amount of warp energy in the stasis chamber.
I don't know what is happening with my fellow Inquisitor, but that Vox message sounded dire.
Correct. This agent has made a significant contribution to the preservation of the Alpha subject. The survival of the Alpha subject is paramount.
I require access to the dossier on this Alpha subject.
We cannot comply. You must leave the Martyr immediately. We are initiating a warp jump, and the Gela shields on this subdeck have been compromised. Therefore, there is a 99.7% chance of your instant termination.
In the name of the Holy Inquisition, I command you to stop this protocol.
The Eutherian Theorem must be protected at all costs. This task cannot be overridden. You must leave immediately.
Reminder, I don't have a ship.
Your objection is stale. We have already transferred the coordinates to the teleportarium of the Inquisitorial ship. You may find your answers there.
Log entry. I'm placing a grade Kappa immaterial burst transmitter on the subdeck, which will help me locate the Martyr later. I'm leaving the monastery now and try to establish connection with the other retinue. The Emperor protects.
Oh shit, we actually get a cutscene. God, those cannons look hilarious. Very old school, very naval, and very Warhammer. Yeah, also the Gothic Cathedral look. Oh, absolutely. Every aspect of Warhammer is just wild. How absolutely defined it is as a visual style and an aesthetic that it's so distinct. Like, you could just hand me a game that's Warhammer without telling me it's Warhammer, and I tell you, yeah, that's Warhammer. We've got the axe, we've got some more passives, we've got some other things, we've got an attribute point. Cool. Let's see, I don't think I can do too much with this, yeah? Yeah, I don't have any points to spend, though I can... I guess I get them based on milestones and some other stuff, rewards on the next level. We still do not have damage over time, though. Dang. Because, yeah, that is kind of supposed to be what my build is, sort of. Though a lot of these are not actually that interesting. It's just a bit of a shame. Either way, neat game. Oh wow, this game just does not like being alt-tabbed, is the real answer. I guess I can't do that. That's unfortunate, but oh well. Either way, I can see why a lot of people kind of deride this game. If this is almost the lighting that I was looking for, the really specularity. I don't know. Anyway, on an aesthetic level, it's okay. It's like almost there, 90%. Music was pretty good. Combat and gameplay was okay. It's a little poorly optimized, sadly. Yeah, I'm noticing that. It feels like the kind of game that could have used like another pass, and in doing so, they probably really would have brought it up to a really satisfying level. But alas, it's an okay Diablo-like hack and slash action RPG. But I'll give them credit. They adapted the Warhammer setting to the genre incredibly well. And so, I don't know. It feels more like me doing this video is kind of a confirmation bias of like, yep, if you're a big Warhammer fan, this probably is decent. If you're a big Diablo fan, maybe not so much so. But it's fun at the very least. But with that, I guess let's move on to the next.